Stop wasting time and start living your life to the fullest. When I was in high school, I really was a marginal student. Let me explain why. I'd pay attention in class, but then I'd come home and I'd usually get a snack, and then I'd plop myself on the couch and I'd watch hours of television, dumb stuff, and I would do that for the whole night. Occasionally, I'd go out and spend time with my friends, or maybe I'd ride my bike, but I wasted so much time watching television. And I bet some of you watching this video today spend a lot of time watching television, whether that be shows, movies, sports, the news. People waste a lot of time watching television. After I graduated from high school, I started working at a factory, and I did that for a couple years, and I saved money to go to college. And when I got home from working at the factory, I was covered in cutting fluid mist and oil, and I would have to take a shower with Dawn dish soap in order to get all of that off my skin. Even then, my skin still smelled like that stuff. It was horrible. That was a hard job working in the factory. And you're on your feet all day. There's no air conditioning inside. Some of my coworkers could be rude and crude, and I really didn't make that much money. When I came home, I just wanted to zone out in front of the television. And I continued the behavior that I had done when I was in high school. I didn't study in high school. I brought books home, but I never opened them because it was more fun to watch television. When I got home from the factory, I didn't do much reading either. I spent a lot of time in front of the television set. When I eventually went to college, I decided to put a stop to that behavior. I could have brought a television set with me to college, but I did not want that temptation in my dorm room. It'd be too easy to flip on the television and watch some program. I wanted to make sure I was successful in college. I had worked incredibly hard for the money that I had earned at that factory, and I never wanted to go back to work at that factory. I had to be successful no matter what, and I did not want a television set distracting me from my success in college. When I went to college, I did not watch any television in the lounge area. I focused on studying. I also did some volunteering, and I had some part-time jobs when I was in college. I was heavily focused on my success, and I was successful. I completed a bachelor's degree in 3.5 years instead of 4 years, and my GPA was 3.989. I only got 1 A-. I almost had a perfect 4.0 grade point average. I had really strived for that. I was really striving for perfection and success. I wanted to be able to get into graduate school. I wanted to be able to get a scholarship to graduate school. I wanted to be able to get a graduate assistantship. And those graduate assistantships often go to some of the best students. And I was able to do that. I got a graduate assistantship, which paid me a monthly stipend, and I got free tuition in exchange for working 20 hours per week for a professor. So my master's degree was basically free, paid for by the university in exchange for working 20 hours a week. If I had worked 20 hours a week at some normal job back then, it wouldn't have come close to paying for my tuition, books, and housing and food. It wouldn't have. But the stipend I received was enough to cover my housing, food, and books, and my tuition was free because of that graduate assistantship opportunity. I may not have been given that opportunity if my grades were subpar, but I graduated summa cum laude with a 3.989 GPA. And I attribute a lot of that to not having a television during my college years. After college, I continued to work hard. I got a full-time job while I was pursuing my Ph.D. at night, and I did not have time to watch television. I worked that full-time job teaching high school. I pursued my Ph.D. at night, and I was trying to do that close to full-time. I was incredibly tired. I would have night class from 6:30 to 9:10. I'd come home, get home maybe 9:30, 9:45 from the university. I would read, study, write papers. Sometimes I'd be staying up till midnight, and then I'd have to get up really early the next morning to be at school by 7:30 in the morning for hall duty or bus duty. And then I would work at the high school all day long, come home, eat something, night class again. I was taking night classes 4 nights a week. They didn't have them on Friday night back then, but I had night class Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. I spent a lot of time on the weekend just catching up with reading and writing. It was a rigorous program. I went to an R1 institution. It was no joke. And a lot of the other students were full-time. And I was not quite full-time. I wouldn't say I was part-time. I was as close as you could be to being full-time. And it was not easy. I did not watch television back then much either because I was so heavily focused on my success. As time went on, I got busy with accumulating a portfolio of rental properties, and again, I did not have the time to be wasting in front of the television. I was spending my time to have success with my rental business. Had I been wasting hours upon hours every night after work in front of the television, I would not have had that success with my rental properties. I was trying to keep my properties extremely nice. I was always doing maintenance, and I was putting in sweat equity as opposed to paying other people to do that work. I also spent a lot of time with marketing so that I could attract some of the best tenants. I did everything I could to learn about marketing strategies, and it worked. I got my properties rented up very quickly. I was able to even market and rent other people's properties, and then I charged them a fee for doing that. And I made money from other landlords renting their properties out. I've heard a lot of people say, someday I'll do this or someday I'll do that. Why not do those things today? Ditch the television, and you will have so much more time to be able to do things in life. You could do so many things with your free time outside of work. Right now, a lot of people sit down and they watch television for hours each night. Turn that thing off, get outside, do something new. Go to the park, walk around, see what's going on in your town or city. There might be some type of free event that you could participate in. You aren't looking for those things because it's so easy to just sit in front of the television. If you unplug that thing and force yourself to look for something else to do, I guarantee you'll find something else to do, and you might enjoy it more, and it might be healthier for you as well. But that's just what I think, and what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.